Well folks, it happened again. Just like clockwork, President Trump has decided to shake things up in his administration. This time it's the National Security Advisor who got the boot. Mike Waltz, who held the position for a whopping 6 months, is out. Replacing him? None other than Senator Marco Rubio, who, and get this, will also remain Secretary of State. This move marks yet another instance of the revolving door at the White House. Trump is known for his frequent personnel changes, especially when it comes to national security. Remember Michael Flynn, John Bolton, H.R. McMaster, John Bolton again? Just kidding, John Bolton wishes. It seems like nobody can hold on to this job for too long. Trump, in his infinite wisdom, has decided to nominate Waltz as the U.S. ambassador to the UN. You might be thinking, wait, didn't he just fire the guy? And you'd be right. But hey, in Trump's world, there's no such thing as too much baggage for a diplomat. Of course, this being the Trump administration, there's always a scandal brewing. Remember Elise Stefanik, the congresswoman who was briefly the darling of the MAGA crowd? She was Trump's first pick for the UN job. But her nomination went down in flames over some controversial tweets. Whoops! So, why the sudden change of heart with Waltz? Well, remember that whole Signalgate fiasco? Apparently Waltz accidentally added journalist Jeffrey Goldberg to a private Signal group chat. And what was being discussed in this top-secret chat, you ask? Oh, just some casual details about U.S. military operations in Yemen. Now, Waltz claims he didn't know who Goldberg was. Sure, Mike, we totally believe you. It's not like you're the National Security Advisor or anything. Anyway, the damage was done. Waltz's reputation took a hit, and some folks in Trump's inner circle weren't too happy. The Signalgate incident didn't sit well with Trump's MAGA base either. You see, Waltz is a bit of a hawk, and some of Trump's more isolationist supporters weren't thrilled with his aggressive stance. One particularly vocal critic was Laura Loomer, a far-right activist who once handcuffed herself to Twitter's headquarters. Loomer had a public spat with Waltz and his deputy Alex Wong during a White House meeting. Enter Marco Rubio, stage right. Rubio, a longtime Trump ally, is seen as a safe choice for the National Security Advisor role. He's already serving as Secretary of State, so he's familiar with the ins and outs of foreign policy. Plus, he's got that whole low-key vibe going on. You know, the kind of guy who doesn't mind being overshadowed by his boss. But hold on a second, isn't it a bit much for one person to handle both the State Department and the National Security Council? Well, when you put it like that, it does sound a tad excessive. But hey, this is Marco Rubio we're talking about. He's used to juggling multiple hats. After all, he's also the senator from Florida, the author of several books, and a part-time stand-up comedian. Okay, maybe not that last one, but a guy can dream, right? The big question is, can Rubio survive in this pressure cooker of a job? Trump's track record with national security advisors isn't exactly reassuring. And let's not forget the elephant in the room, the 2024 election. Rubio has his sights set on the White House, but will this new role help or hinder his chances? As for Mike Waltz, well, it seems like he's being sent to diplomatic Siberia. The UN ambassadorship is a prestigious position, sure, but it's also a thankless job. And with his Signalgate baggage, Waltz is sure to face an uphill battle in the Senate confirmation hearings. But perhaps the most interesting aspect of all this is what it tells us about Trump himself. This latest shakeup is a reminder that Trump values loyalty above all else. He's not afraid to throw his own people under the bus if they become a liability. And with the 2024 election looming, one thing is clear: we can expect more chaos, more drama, and yes, more personnel changes in the months to come. Buckle up, folks, it's going to be a bumpy ride.